We're hearing a lot about trends in the new year, from fashions to home decor and more.
But one thing that will never go out of style, ever, is adding a little touch of greenery to your surroundings. Plants are still hugely popular in 2023.
You know what that means. Garden Guy Dale Kay is live with a look at plants trending for the new year. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Kendall. They definitely propelled during the years of the pandemic when we were all stuck in our homes, working from home, and just kind of being closed in, and really are still propelling forward in trends. The good news is there were some houseplants that were actually really hard to find. The demand was just so great, there wasn't enough growers or enough pots to kind of satisfy our appetites. The good news is a lot of growers growing more plants, and there is a lot more availability. So that is good news for 2023. And then what is actually on trend? Well, let's take a look at some of the trends that are piquing interest right now. Firstly, easy to care plants like this snake plant over here. Anything that's easy to care for, a lot of us just kind of grabbed house plants willy-nilly. Some had success, some didn't have success. So there is a kind of a natural trend, particularly with those that don't have a green thumb, to easy care for plants. This spider plant here is another fantastic, really hardy plant. It actually has babies like crazy, so this is a great one to share. You can see they just really, actually you can snip that, just start to grow them in water, but really prolific as far as sporting new little plants. And then also ZZ plant is another great bulletproof plant. You almost have to really work hard at trying to kill this one, super hardy. And then ponytail palm rounding out one of my favorite super hardy plants that are really dynamic in an office setting, low maintenance, low water, anything like that. Also, any plant with golden hues or yellow hues is also in trend for 2023. That's limelight, dracaena right there. It has that very chartreuse leaf to it. And then also this one here, imperial golden. It's a philodendron, and philodendrons are also very hardy as well. Now, I mentioned some of those kind of rarer plants, or some of those ones that are hard to find. Down here are some really cool plants. This is actually another philodendron. It's called zebra. Has a lovely kind of striped leaf to it where it gets its kind of common name. But that's kind of a rarer plant, hard to find. Micans, another philodendron. That one also a kind of cool rare plant that's hard to find. And this one here is actually aglaonemia. It's called picton. But any of the rare plants, super fun to have, particularly if you're a collector of houseplants, super fun to have and add to your collection. Another trend for 2023, any type of plant that's on a board or fixed to a board. This one here is a little epiphytic staghorn fern, but these little boards, they're easy to kind of pop next to your homework table, next to your office, and again, super easy to take care of. You just need to kind of spritz these a little bit with some moisture, and then keep this little peat kind of vessel kind of moist as well. But anything on a board, trendy as well. Big, bold, beautiful foliage is also on trend. Take a look at this calathea right here. This particular one is watermelon. You can see it has some, actually I'll just tip that up. You can see just how dynamic and bold and beautiful that foliage is. Same with this lemon lime maranta right here. Really a cool plant that is super detailed. It's really almost like an art piece if you were to take a close look. It's really just a stunning thing how beautiful Mother Nature can be as far as design of plants. Don't worry, succulents and cactus not going anywhere. They will remain popular in 2023 just because they are so easy to take care of. And look at this little guy right here. This is a little lithops, and it looks like a little living stone. It's actually indigenous to Mongolia, and it's actually designed to look like a rock. So those big hairy oxen, or I don't even know what you call those things, but you know those big hairy things that have horns that live over there? Anyway, this is designed to look like a rock, so those cattle or those ox will actually kind of leave these alone, look for other greenery, and leave the little lithop alone, which is kind of really cool. And also bird of paradise, talked about big, bold, beautiful foliage. This is kind of older age, especially architecturally and interior designscaping. Bird of paradise is kind of like the new ficus, if you like, as far as popularity. And then also another trend is actually repotting with core. Now this is actually coconut core. It's found that there's a coconut core kind of belt all the way around the equator, and as coconuts fall, This is kind of the byproduct of palm oil, all those kind of good things. It's actually the husk. It's actually condensed into a brick, and this kind of replaces potting soil. And the reason being, most potting soils contain sphagnum peat moss, mostly from Canada. But this is a resource that is very, very fragile right now, super expensive. So there's a trend, particularly with houseplant growers, to use this core instead of regular traditional potting soil. So if you're getting into repotting your houseplants this spring, look for core at your favorite local garden shop. It looks a little bit like this. It's a compressed brick. You have to kind of loosen it up, moisten it up, and I can show you actually right here. This little plant that the ZZ's potted in, or this soil that it's potted into, that is the core right there. So best thing to do, take a visit to your favorite local garden shop. Take in all the beautiful, kind of environment, because on a day like today, a little bit sultry, a little bit, shady outside as far as weather goes. Come to a greenhouse, you can kind of take a peek at all these beautiful houseplants, add them to your collection, and as you know it, or they beautify the home, scrub the air of toxins, and give us back oxygen. No harm in that, guys. Back to you.
No, none at all. Good options there, Dale.